Hi, this is Heather, and today we're going to do a short tutorial on using the app Keynote on the iPad. I love the app Keynote. It's a presentation app, so it can help you to create presentations for individual student viewing or for large groups if you need to do a presentation for that. Lots of different options with it. I keep Keynote in my writing folder, so I'm just going to open up my writing folder. Bottom left corner, you'll see Keynote. I'm just tap on that. When you open it the first time, you'll see that I don't have any presentations in here right now. So the first thing you're going to do is to create a new presentation. And up in the top left-hand corner, you see a plus sign. You just tap on that. You have a few different choices, but in the very beginning stages, we're just going to create a new presentation. And when we do that, you see lots of different themes that you can choose from, choice of how you want your presentation to look. For today, I'm going to choose this one that's Harmony. Choose that one. It brings up the first slide. Now you can work on that slide right now. And you also have the option to add in more slides right from the beginning if you want. And just to show you how to add in slides, down at the bottom left, if you tap the plus sign, you'll see these are all the slides within that theme choice. So here's one that's all pictures. No text, just pictures. And here's another one that's some text and one picture. Here's another one that's all text. Now any of these can be edited further in that you could add a picture to a slide that doesn't have any pictures on them. You can add a text box to a slide that doesn't have a text box. You can take things out, but it's nice to know that they have ones that are already set up for you for easy use. On the left hand side, you have a navigation bar, and that's easy to use also. If you hold your finger on a slide, you're able to move the slide anywhere within the presentation that you would like it to be, to put the presentation in a different order. So that's handy to have. Let's start right here with this slide, and there are two text boxes on this slide, so I'm going to do exactly what it says and double tap to edit. Type my text, and I'm just going to type the word test. Once I do that, if I come up here to my paintbrush, you'll see I have lots of options within that paintbrush. So I can, you have to have it selected to do that, but I can pick a bold if I wanted. I can move the text within the text box to a different place. Lots of different options for each text box. Now, the paintbrush in the top right bar works different ways for different things. So when you're using a text box, it has these types of options. If you switch to a slide that has all photos and you click on a photo and then tap the paintbrush, you're going to see that your options now have to do with the photo. Like, did you want to maybe put little edging around the edge, or make it look like it's on ripped paper instead of the background that it was on? You can also, you'll notice that when I tapped that object, it gave me blue bar and blue dots all the way around the edge. If you go from a corner and pull in or out, you'll see that you can make that image or object picture larger or smaller within the text. Now, to add your own image to this slide, if you tap the plus sign, the first time you do that, it will ask you if it's okay that it has access, the app Keynote has access to your camera roll. As long as you say yes to that, then you will be able to take pictures that you've taken on your iPad and put them into presentations. So I'm just going to tap a picture that I had on there of some apps and put it in my presentation. Now, once it's in there, you can still make even more changes to it, in that if you tap it, you get a pop-up menu, and now you could even animate it. So you could make things happen when make the picture come into the presentation after you've already brought that slide up. So if you wanted to go over some text with students first and then bring in a picture slide, you have some more options with that, and that's called animating. So like if you put build in and confetti, for example, and then you click play, you'll see that it makes the image come in with confetti. So you can change things around, however you want with that, which is, it makes it more interesting and probably more engaging for students. That kind of gives you a quick basic on text boxes and object boxes within within a presentation. Now I just want to show you a few more tools that you have, because that way you'll understand what your other options are. Now if you do click on the wrench, you'll see that they have transitions and builds, because just like we just made that transition within a slide, you can transition between each slide also, which is a nice feature to have, so that it would maybe twirl around before it went to the next slide. Now, if you want to share out or perhaps work with somebody on a presentation, there's a share link via iCloud. If you chose that option, you would be able to work together on a presentation. So if you're creating something with someone else, that's helpful. Under send a copy, you're sending a copy of a presentation or open in another app. And just the last thing I want to talk about is if we go to presentations, it will then take your presentation that you've created down here right into your Keynote. Saving it is basically how you can think of that. And then if you tap here, now you want to name it, I'm just going to name it test so that you can see how that looks, because you can see your presentation is named within your Keynote now. And you could share it out here. You could share it via a link. You could send an email copy, or you could always open it in another app within your iPad. Now, just to open it back up one more time, you'll see that at the top of my screen, it still says test, because now that's the name of this Keynote presentation that I've made. Now, if you are, let's just say, for example, I was all done with my presentation and I'm ready to play it. Across the top right, you'll see that there's the play icon. It's a triangle in a box, and if I tap that play icon, it's going to bring up my presentation. Now, as I tap it, it takes it to the next slide. So I'm tapping my iPad, and then you can see that transition that came in to take it to each of the slides that I've created in my presentation. And then when you're all done, you can, I just took it back to the beginning. So I love Keynote. It's a great tool. I have a handout with some other information for you that you can go back to as you're using it for the first time. But that gives you some basics on how to make some slides, get started, and what to do to make your first presentation. Have fun.